Alrighty, welcome back. I'm your man, Bad Chat Queen. Jolene's on the camera, on air.
Oh, fantastic. Huh? Where are you from?
Adelaide.
We love your makeup. Look at this young lady's makeup. She did a fantastic job. Thank you. Alrighty, we're going to start chopping the truck that we have. We're obviously in Australia. The young girl did a fantastic job on the intro. And I'm thinking she knew the intro because she's watched before. That's how she knows. So basically, I guess we're going to chop this truck. There's a lot of different ways that you can chop it, obviously. And I'm going to figure it out as I go. But as I'm looking at the truck, these window posts here on the front, if you guys are looking at it, they're pretty nice and straight. So that means we probably won't have to get into a bunch of action on this part to line these back up again, because they are fairly straight. What else can I say? On the back, it's a 5 windows. You can see through here. What I'm thinking is, we'll knock the top of the doors off. We'll just cut them off, pull them off to the side. And the reason I'm going to knock the top of the doors off is because I'm going to weld or tack the doors shut. And when I tack the doors shut, that's all that matters when you chop a roof, that the door fits. If the door fits, you're golden. Because you're chopping the roof off and you're going to place that on where you want to, but the door has to fit. So when we chop the top of the door off, we'll come over and we'll line these body lines up and we'll just tack the door shut. The reason I like to tack the door shut is because I don't want to go in there and make a jungle gym of square stock, if you know what I'm trying to say. A lot of people brace them up inside. When I cut the roof off, can you imagine this being pulled apart? Do you think this is going to pull apart and this is going to change if I don't brace it? There's no possible way that you're going to pull that apart up here. What is the sense of me bracing it across here? You're not going to be able to pull it apart. When it comes to the back, when I cut the roof off, you can't pull the back apart either, so there's no sense of me bracing that either. So the only thing I'm thinking, when I cut the roof off, the only way anything can move is this way. When I tack the door shut here, it's hinged and bolted here. It's got a sill down here, and it's welded here. There's no way it's going to go that way. And basically, that's the only thing I really need is the door to fit. So basically, I'll get the door in place. We'll tack it. We'll do a nice little job there, nice and neat. We won't take a whole bunch of paint off. We'll just take off what we need, and then we'll tack it shut. With the back windows the way they are, it's a 5 window. They got me the easiest chop possible. That's a lie. It's got 5 windows in the back, so we're going to deal with that. And the way I'm going to deal with that is like Jolene said. She showed me the picture of the truck. She said, cut it at the belt line. And that's exactly how I'm going to do it. I'm going to cut it at the belt line here. And we're going to take this quarter window here and make it the same height as this window. So the bottom of this window here is going to go down with this window here. So if I cut it at the belt line, is what I'm thinking, we can slide the roof down inside. We can keep the same distance all the way around and have the windows look like it was factory all the way around. If I come up here and start chopping in the middle of the windows and stuff like that, then that means a bunch of work, because I have to do all that body fill in the back of there, I have to butt it up, I have to do a really good job fitting that, so on and so forth. Your window gets messed with. This quarter window, you'd have to mold one yourself, no doubt. It's flat in the back. So to get away from all that work in the back, the belt line is the way to go, in my opinion. But you can do it any way you want to. Basically, you can do it any way you want to. It does not matter. As long as you get it straight, I guess, is basically what you need. There's some inside construction on here. I'm probably going to have to zip it out and make sure I get enough out of it so I can get it down inside. I do not like using a tape measure, I don't like using a tape measure on this sort of stuff. And the reason being is you can mess up. I go over this side and measure it, go back over that side and measure. Oh, did I get that? Did I measure? Let's make it easy. Let's get a piece of paper, piece of tape, something like that, and make a, what would you call that? A jig, I guess you would call it whatever. A template of, I want this distance here, from this here, I want the same distance on the back window there, down to that belt line, if you know what I'm trying to say. When you come up and look inside the truck, you come around, the windows come right around with this, all the way around the back, so it fits. So it looks like it should look. To be honest with you, with the window up here, it kind of looks odd that it's not down that far, but it is what it is. When I bring this down inside, when I bring this down some, this front is going to be too short. It's going to come down here, and this post is not going to line up. So generally what a lot of people will do is you'll weld the back, cut the roof in half, line the post back up, and then put a strip across the roof. If you want to do that, I suggest that you would do it in the front here somewhere where there's not a lot of shape instead of doing it here. I mean, it doesn't matter where you cut the roof in half, it's just where you decide to cut it in half to fit it back together. I would cut it here, because if I cut it here, then I can move this forward, that can go back there, and then I can make my piece to hit fit here. And that's not a lot of shape across there compared to if I cut across the middle, then I got all this round shape here, and I got this coming down here, and I got a drip rail molding here, which would cause a bunch of work. So on this one, I'm really looking at trying to cut a lot of the work out of it. I'm thinking we'll cut the back so that can slide down in. And I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're going to cut the post off and cut the post off down here. We'll bring the roof down, and then we'll maybe slice it here and pull this out instead of cutting the roof in half. So I named two ways. I can cut the roof in half, connect these together, connect that together, put a piece there. Or I can slide it down inside, manipulate this post, and lean this post out some. So there's no cutting the roof in half, which saves all that work up top. The less cuts and the best cuts is the best, as far as I'm concerned. That would cause a bunch of work across there. If I had to butt weld that all the way across there and fill that all out, it's a lot of work. You have to make it look right. If I can manipulate the posts and do a body line, I could fill it out in a day. Not a problem. But I have to make that work here. If it does not work, then I go to plan B and I cut it in half and bring them back together and do it that way. So what I'm going to try to do with this one is try to make it as easy as possible. I have a door right here. I know the distance that I want this back window to come down inside that belt line in the back. You guys probably can't see the belt line in the back. The belt line is right here. So we're going to slide that down, the roof down the side here to make these windows the same height as this one. So I'm going to take a piece of cardboard. I'm going to slide it up here like this, put it on the belt line, like on the side. I'm going to mark it, if I can get the top off. I'm a little bit nervous. Can you tell? I'm a little bit nervous. Huh? I got the best audience, though, that's for sure. Don't tell them if I did anything wrong. It's okay to do something wrong. I must say that. It's okay if you make a mistake. It's okay. And the reason being is that's how I learn. I make mistakes and then I fix it, basically. So doing this, you really want to try to figure it out. You really want to play that checker game and think of all the best cuts that you can make. If you cut it down through the middle of the roof, you have to think about it. That's going to be a lot of work to make that come back together and make it look nice. I got a drip rail, it's going to come apart. You're going to have to make a drip rail molding. Going to have to put a piece in there. Going to have to wrap that all the way across there. Once we get our piece on, then we'll have to cut it and butt weld it all the way across there. A lot of shape going on there. So I do not want to do that. So let's go for it. I'm going to mark this right here on the line. There's a body line right there. And I'm going to go with that body line right there. I'm going to cut my cardboard off. I'm going to make that a little shorter. So this sort of just makes it foolproof for myself, basically. So I do not, every mark will be the same, no matter if it's wrong or not. See where I'm going with this piece of cardboard. If I go all the way around with this piece of cardboard, everything's going to be the same. Start doing a tape measure, it's up to you. You're more than welcome to it. I'm just not there. I like to make it simple as possible, and that's what I plan to do. So we're going to cut this off. Basically what we're doing right now is just marking it out to know where we're going. Sometimes I don't know where I'm going, but I'm happy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this piece on the back of the window. So I'm going to do the exact same thing here. I got this going on here. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to lay it on the back on the top of the window. I can do it up here, if you know what I'm trying to tell you. I got to do it on the edge here, and I'll mark it. Come on off. So I can basically tell you here in a minute how much we're going to chop this truck, because I'm going to keep the windows. Don't want to get in that mess to cause a bunch of work. They have the windows, they'll fit when we're done, and they'll be happy. Also, when I weld it down here on the belt line, like right here, all the way around the back, it's just one little seam that you have to fill. I can mix a bunch up on my finger and just go and fill it out. If I cut it in the middle of here, then you know what happens. It becomes a bunch of work. You have to block all that out, have to make sure it comes together right. When we slide it down inside, that's it. That's where it's at. So I'm going to go to the other side and use this little bad boy here. That's what it takes to chop a roof. You know what I mean? Just a template, right? I have to keep it simple for myself. I didn't make much schoolings, eh? I was good at copying. It worked out well. So this is what I got. Same thing. We'll go over here. I have a friend that gave me some glasses. I'm not using them in a second, but. So I have a line across the back here where I want the window. So when this comes down, this is going to weld on here. So this is going to be the chopped area of the truck right here, that much. So we're getting chopped about that much. That's how much is coming down. I'm not sure what that is. We can measure it with a measuring tape. We can, but I don't think it's necessary. On the front, I have to pick a place where I want to cut it off. Right, everything's nice and straight right here. It's got a little bit of a bend going on here. Like this is where you can see the drip rail molding on the side where it's got a little bit of this going on. If I'm going to try to sink the back and bring this out, I think where it's bent is a spot where it should go back together. And the reason being is if it's bent there now, and if I bend a little bit more, does it matter? That's all I'm thinking. If I'm going to have to, we'll just go with that. I'm going to cut it off here, I think. I'm trying to explain it the best I can. Like, basically, it's turning here. If I'm going to try to pull this post out without cutting the roof, that's what I'm going for. I want to make one cut in the back. I want to make one cut here. I want to pry the post out. Window's flat. You can get it cut flat glass. That's basically a simple thing. It's just going to be on a different angle. And the reason I want to do that, because like I said, I don't want to cut the roof in half. If I cut the roof in half, it causes a bunch of body work, causes a bunch more work. It is what it is. If it does not look right, then I might come back in and cut the roof and bring it forward. And that, it all depends. But basically, I'm just going to go here. I'm going to bring it up as far as I can on that bend. Just going to go the other side. Doesn't matter where I cut it off. Like it doesn't matter if I measure this or not, because you know, the post is the length of the post and it's going to fit where it's going to fit. But I'm going to go on the bend. I'm going to take a look at it from the front though and see if it looks halfway close. That one should come up a little bit maybe. What do you think? That one should come up a little bit on that side? Look closer. I'm going to take a tape measure and try it and see what happens. 4.5. Four and a quarter. I'm just going to go up that a little bit. Doesn't matter a whole bunch. So the top of the doors are going to come off first. I explained why I didn't brace and all that stuff. So I'm going to cut the top of the doors off. Right at the top of this part here. We'll cut it off here because that's where it's going to set back down on again. So we'll just cut that off there. Straight as possible, right on top of that door. So when we set it back on, we might have to angle that when we put it back on. But at least we know we can put it right back on there and angle back or do whatever we have to do. So I'll mark that. The doors are getting cut first. And the reason being the doors are getting cut first is because I want to weld them shut and use them as my structure. The doors have to fit. Let's cut this off. And you can eye that up. Like, I mean, anybody can eye what I'm doing right there, right now. Just looking at the top of the door and trying to cut it off straight. That's all I'm trying to do. There's no magic. This door on this side is down just a little tiny bit. So when I cut the tops of the doors off and we go to weld this door shut, we'll make sure that that door fits. We'll pick it up, weld it, make sure the door fits. So we're good there. I don't know. Basically, what am I going to say? I don't know if anybody's ever done it this way without cutting the roof in half and trying to get it to fit without doing that, but that's what I want to do. And the reason I want to do it that way, like I said, it's less work. You know, if I can cut it in 2 hours, it's better than taking 25 hours or whatever it takes. That's basically where it's at. So we'll cut the tops of the doors off, and then we'll knock them shut, and then we'll start cutting the roof. Thanks for showing up, everybody. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, all that sort of stuff.
Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, it humbles me, you know, when people come out to see, you know, somebody cut a car, but it inspires people, and I enjoy that. You say that inspires you, but it inspires me when you come here to watch me do this, because I feel like I'm doing the right thing.
Wow.
Yeah, oh, yeah, awesome, awesome.
Would it be worth me dropping the change so they can have a look, see where you're going to cut it?
If they want to, sure. It doesn't bother me a bit. Pete, if he drops the chain and you guys want to come in and look around, all I would say is don't get near the grinder with the sparks going. That just makes common sense.
When you go to grind,
okay.
go out, but
yeah,
come in, have a look, see where
you're the boss. You're the boss, dirty devil.
I'm not the boss. I'm not the boss, mate.
He's a dirty devil, though.
But it gives you a bit of a chance to have a look.
Now, I've got a grinder with a guard on it. That's nice. They have it so it comes off. And I wonder why they have it so it comes off. Because you might have to use it that way. Yeah.
Hey, can you autograph that for me and I'll take it home with me?
Well, you have to, that's the dirty devil.
Hey, dirty devil.
You now screw that to the bench and then you can hook the grinder up on it.
There you go.
That's what it's for.
Ah! Well done. I just learned something. So I'm going to take this, take that off. Safety never takes a break, so, you know, I've been doing this for quite a while, and I've really never had any problems with cutting myself or hurting myself. I basically, you know, I'm careful. I'm careful. Even though I'm running without a blade, I'm careful.
We always worry about
Do you?
you. Yeah.
Well, thank you. You can always get your little, you can always get that back.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
You only own 2 inches.
Well, basically, I think it's, I didn't even measure what I'm going with. I just don't want to mess up the back windows and cause. What?
I've done a 12-inch job.
On that?
On a comma band.
Yeah. We can do it lower than that. Like, I mean, cut all the back windows up and drop the whole thing as far as that goes. But it's just, I want to keep them back windows.
Absolutely, yeah, sure.
And I don't know why, but why not?
Take your thing off of it.
Yeah.
You already took your shield off?
Yeah.
I knew that'd be the first thing you take off.
Let's get a zip cut.
New one, mate.
This thing ain't even had a spanking yet.
Well, we'll in a minute.
Yeah, well in a minute.
You must go through them a fair bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet you do. And you like the yellow ones, don't you?
They work good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they work good. Good power.
I'm glad you don't go to the battery ones, man. Stick with the power.
Well, let's face it. I probably wouldn't be good having the batteries geared up all the time, right?
You'd have to charge them every 2 minutes.
Exactly. That's quite a grinder.
That's a 12-inch roof top.
Oh wow, nice. I like that. That's nice.
Used to be able to walk around inside of it until I've got that.
Did you lean the post back? Lean the post?
Yeah. So the rest of it was square, so I just put it lined up.
Cool.
I had a 350 engine inside of it instead of the 4-cylinder.
That's amazing. How you doing, young guy? Good, man. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming out. We'll get we need an extension cord. Where's the dirty devil at? An extension cord. Yeah. Got my gloves. Glasses. I had some glass right there. Cool, man. Thank you. And that way there we can keep the windows. Right? If I cut up here, then we can't keep the windows. Yeah. I can't put them on. Not yet. What a nice cord on that. Wow. Look at that, would you? Now that's a grinder. Look at the cord on that, would you? I said, look at the cord on that, would you?
Yeah, not bad, huh?
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Usually they're only about that long.
I know. This is so when you cut it,
Yeah.
you've got room to short it up.
I'll make sure I don't do that.
Yeah, we will. Are you ready to cut?
I'm ready to rock and roll, yeah.
Make sure this is not on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to use that glove. That's something slippery.
Just hustling out.
Something slippery. I'm just going to hold off on the glove. It's slippery. Yep. Gloves. I'm going to cut the tops of the doors off. I'll just hold up a second. What's that? We're good. All kinds of cord, man. All kinds of cord. I'm just going to cut the tops of the doors off so I can pull this out of the way. The reason I want to cut the tops of the doors off is because I won't be able to cut them off after, if I lock them shut, I'm not going to be able to get the door cut off, so I'll cut it off now. Basically, you just want to cut it as straight as you can. And if you don't get it straight as you can, grab a coat hanger. Hope they got coat hangers here. If someone wants to grab the top of the door, you want to grab the top of the door just so it don't. This way. Second, no. Where we connect it. A little piece inside. I'm just going to knock a little bit of paint off the side of the door. I'm not going to do anything special other than just knock a little paint off so the weld will stick. Where do I want to? Just want to look and see where I want to. On this door, we're down just a little bit. It's open there a little bit down the bottom, a little tighter up there. So what we'll do is when we weld it, we'll pull the door up the best we can, maybe put the pry bar underneath there, pick it up and make it sure it fits perfectly before we put the roof back on. I'm just going to hit a couple places and make it. Should be good. Let's go to the other side. A good helper always knows when to jump in. That makes, yeah. Did not get a real good cut on that one, but that's okay. We just got the inside piece here. That will.
Yeah.
I think that'll pull off. Nope. Let's cut it. Watch yourself, okay? I'm just going to go over the other side. What I like to do, what I do on this side, I like to do on that side. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. I'm going to go over and look and see where I cleaned the side of the door. Put the weld on, just so I'm happy, but I put the weld in the same spot. Just that's all. So I'm I'm right above the door handle on this side, and I'm down about a foot. So I'm just going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Just above the door handle a little bit. It might not work, but we'll see. All right, you're more than welcome to come in and take a look if you like. We might as well do it together. We're all here. The door right now, if you want to come take a look at it, the door lines are not lining up on the truck. We're down here about 1/8 of an inch. Nice to meet you. We're down here about 1/8 of an inch, so we actually want to pick that door up like that before we weld that shut. So the doors, it fits when the roof goes back on. Makes sense, does it not? So you really want to make sure you get that. And this is our brace to hold it from going this way. There's nothing going to tear it apart this way because you'd have to rip the dash apart. And there's nothing going this way on the back because you'd have to rip the back apart. It's only be able to go this way. So it was bolted here, we got a sill, and if it's welded there, it can't come apart that way. So basically, I've eliminated 4 or 5 hours work, bracing it up and making it look like a jungle gym. Yeah. We got the welder dome. Look at this bad boy. Holy smokes. Huh? Let's do it. The smaller welders, are those welders there? Do you want a big one or a small? I guess do you want, would the smaller welder be better for us?
Honestly, I prefer this.
Okay, let's do it.
That's a real hit and miss.
Okay.
When you go to weld.
No worries.
Do you want to do a little bit of, and then put the earth on there?
Yep. Or I can slide it inside the door as far as that goes.
Hey?
Yep, I can do a little spot there.
Just do it there.
Yeah, yep.
It's not going to matter.
Do you have any welding rods or coat hangers?
No.
You got a coat hanger?
I have old hooks.
Yeah. All I need is a piece of metal. So what's going on here? We'll have to get that door up in place before we, right? Yeah. See that right there?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that'll have to come up.
And get a little bit of rod.
Okay. We'll get that pried up. Maybe we can get something underneath there or something. We can move that. Doesn't want to come up, but we're going to make it come up somehow. The best we can. Yeah. And the reason I want a coat hanger is because I can weld that together with a coat hanger. If I don't have a coat hanger, I'm going to make a mess. Yeah. I don't want to make a mess. Do you make messes? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Beautiful. Huh? Doesn't have to be a coat hanger. It can be anything you want it to be, like this, as long as you get a little bit of metal to weld a shot. Yeah. Let's go to the other side first because the welder's over there. I'll get my grinder. Oh, I'll go to the other side. You hand it to me. Thank you. Just gonna knock off some paint for ground. It's open. Let's see what happens. Do you have I want a hammer. Straighten that out, please.
What do you want?
Just give me a body hammer. So one of these be fine.
I've got a vice over there.
A pair of vice grips too. Bend that straight. Yeah, where's that at? Just going to straighten this out so I can use it. That'll work. We'll just go like that. Yeah.
Lucky it's got no paint on it.
Huh?
Lucky it's got no paint on it, that one.
Yeah. Do you want to scratch the artwork? All right, we're going to try to weld that on there. I need a helmet. Helmet. We'll be a little bit just trying to... New kitchen, see?
Try that one. Oh, we got one there.
Yeah, whatever. Don't matter to me. Can I see through it? Yeah. Somewhat. Somewhat. Now, are you able to hold that door up for me? Or actually, just put a yeah. Oh, beautiful. Yeah. No ground, or?
Okay. Put the earth on your wire. Put the earth on your wire.
On that?
No, that there. I'll hold that. Put the earth on it.
Maybe we can just try it in there. I get put it on my wire. I won't be able to use my. Don't go too far. Right there.
Yeah.
Ah, come on now.
And the arse, isn't it? Okay.
Oh.
Beautiful.
You heard the man. Beautiful.
That lead should take, should be enough to go on the outside.
Got a good line, Rupp? Yeah, it's pretty good. Yep. When you're welding something like this, one spot at a time, just like you and your brakes. If I hold the welder on, your brakes get really hot if you hold the pedal down all the time. If you're pumping them, you're allowing the heat to come away, and then you can put it back on. Exact same thing when you're welding a car up, one spot at a time, so you're not heating that car up. We don't want to cause any damage other than holding the door shut and bracing it. We're going to go to the other side. Yep. Not sure if we're going to get this side picked up exactly where it needs to be. We've got a rotten bottom of the door, but we're going to try. And the only reason it's going to be hard because it's rotten down there. And if it causes damage, it's got to be fixed anyways. So let's do what we can, I guess. Don't push it into it, just bring it up, just so this is even. Is that as far as you can get it?
That's it, man.
Okay. Just hold in just a bit. Ah, we're hot.
I'll turn the welder down a bit.
Yeah. Can you turn it down this second? Yeah. All right, let it go. It won't go nowhere. I burnt a hole in it. The welder's a little too hot. So he's going to adjust it back just a little tiny bit. Not quite used to the material that I'm using, but it's okay. We got her. So what I did is I blew a little hole in it. So now I'm just triggering it, dropping off a little weld in the hole that I put, and then trying to fill it in slowly, one little dot at a time, and then I'll be able to fill it in. We'll be able to grind it off after we're done. Looks good. We're back in order. Nope. That's good. Just want to put a little more on it. So basically I'm thinking that we're braced up, ready to rock and roll. We got 15 minutes probably in bracing it up. If you brace it all up inside with square stock, you have to ask yourself how long that would take you to get it welded in there, and then you take it all back out. In my opinion, we are safe to cut the roof off. Nothing can move. That's what I'm saying. Alrighty, we're done. Not yet. What's that? Yeah, getting. On the back part, when I cut this off, I am not going to. Generally, what happens is you would cut the roof off, leaving the material that you'd want to cut off excess, because it's hard to pull the roof off, lay it on the ground, and start cutting it off. So you really want to make sure that you're just cutting the roof off, and whatever you're going to cut off next, what you're going to take out of it, you want to leave on the car so you can cut it off and the car will hold it for you. On this one, I am going to sink this down inside. So basically I'm just going to cut it down inside the belt line. That's what I'm going to do. So our section of our roof is really going to be coming out of this post, and that's it. I messed up already. Let's cut it off. Let's do it. I think I did anyways. And the reason I think I messed up already is because I'm not going to be able to get that post cut off unless that door is open. Inside this to sink that down. And that's okay because I learned by mistakes. not getting a real good eyesight on it, so I'm going to run some tape. I can follow tape a lot better than I can red paint. Just going to put it on there so I can see what I'm doing or where to cut. We're not in that much of an urgency, are we? That tape is nice and flexible. Odd. That's cool. Look, it's cut off. I'm gonna jump inside this bad boy. Don't you worry, it might happen. I'm just going to cut some stuff off here in the back so we can get it off. There was a lot of pressure on that, and I'm not sure why, but there's a lot of pressure on that. See how that moved?
Yeah.
Tremendously. A lot of pressure on that. Huh? Yeah, it cut. Look how far it moved over this way.
Yeah.
A lot of pressure on that for some reason. Now we're just going to keep. Ouch, ouch.
All the rust. You cut it.
Yeah. Got myself. That's fine.
A bit of masking tape.
Yeah. No, I'm fine. Nope, I'm fine. Just going to have to figure out how to cut off the back here. I'm just going to do this. Cut this off this side. I'm going to give these garnish moldings to somebody. That's fine. No, it's fine. It'll go away here in a second. Like it just broke that too, actually. I'm going to try it. Everything's nice and sharp. I got this one going, still going. I would use it at home, so I'll use it here. Just having a hard time figuring how I'm going to get cut off of that post because I welded that door on there, and I want to get that post cut off because the post, the part of the truck that we're going down inside is the post here. All this metal here can go down inside the truck, but this here is where we're chopping it at the post. And I just want to make sure. Not sure yet. This piece is rotten on the bottom, so I'm not going to even mess with it. Just tear it off and lay it down. Yeah. Youch, it's on fire. It's hot. Got to be careful of that stuff right there. When you stop welding, you should stop welding about a half hour before you go in the house. And the reason being is that stuff will catch on fire, and when you're gone, boom, your garage is gone. We don't want that. I need, just a little piece of paper towel or just a napkin to wipe my finger off. It's what we call blood, sweat, and tears. I cut that off there and then zip that down there. Yeah, this one. Yeah, that's good. Got a piece of
I just grabbed the paper towel for you now.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say a piece of tape. Yeah. Piece of tape. Cool.
Yo, tradie Band-Aid.
Yeah, they work good, man. It's just a small.
Yeah.
Nothing. Is that your Australian weather out there?
Yep.
Ha ha ha! All right, let's do that. That's good. All right. Now, I'm thinking I can cut that off. All right. I'm going to cut this off here and then come down here. I think that's going to be okay if I do that. And the reason being is we got to cut some off there to get it down in there. Be fine. We'll be fine. Reciprocator saw. I know the blades are over there. I'm going to take my shirt off if you don't mind.
Baby? Well, the shirt's coming off. You get serious.
I'm starting to sweat now.
I'm going to put this on your head.
What's that?
Put it on your head.
Okay. I'm going to put them gloves on because everything's sharp. Everything's super sharp inside that truck, so I think I'll put these gloves on. They're just a little bit slippery holding the grinder because they're new, but we'll take that off it. He's getting a reciprocator saw going?
Yeah, he's grabbing it now.
Cool. I'm going to hit it with the grinder first to give me myself a line, and then we'll finish it with the...
It's in the door.
Thanks. It's the same way at home.
It's always the last place you look.
Same way at home. Actually, he's got the saw, so I'm going to go for it. All right, battery. I have to do nothing. I'm just going to cut it off here. Nice. Oh, not yet. Let's go to the other side. This is nice to be able to walk around without a cord, that's for sure. Yeah, thanks. You dirty devil, you. Take a look. Good. Awesome. So, to be honest, like the chop is actually coming down to here, but the chop is actually going inside the post, because all this metal here will feed down inside the truck, and this is where the chop's going to be, right here at the post, basically.
Do you want to show them that, or?
They can if they like. Come in and take a look if you like. You can see how pliable everything is. So once it's cut, we can put it back together. You cut around. This is where I'm going for. So when we drop this back down in here, this line here will go here, and then we'll weld around the seam nice. So there's no in this stuff. Makes it nice and easy. In here where I cut the post off here, I cut down here, and then when I cut that piece off inside, that's why I think I nailed the door on too early, because I could get that off. But we'll maybe undo it, put it back on, and do it that way. But basically I'm just going to cut down here, and then the roof will be free. Then that can slide down inside here. We'll cut that piece in behind the door off, so this where I've cut up here will match down there. This piece here, like I've got it cut all the way around. I've got it cut across the top. This is going to see this line here. We made the same distance here as we made here. So when we slide that down in, that window's edge is going to run along this window edge. I've got it cut here, so when we pull the roof off, I'm going to have to cut that post down here so I can get this piece down to there. So I'm basically probably going to have to open that door back up again. And that's okay, right? First time chopping this truck, it's okay. We'll just knock it open, weld it back shut again. But basically, I have to get that off in there to let this go down, because that can go down inside that. So basically, I've got it cut there. Now I just have to cut it up front, and then the roof is coming off. So we're trying to cut this roof without cutting it in half. That's all I'm trying to do, and I think it's the right way to go because it's less work, and it should do the deal. Nice hat. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it off here, and cut it off over there, and the roof is coming off. Oh, I have to cut this first. And I might want a little zip cut or smaller zip cut so I don't trash things up. And basically you want to try to keep everything as clean as possible, you know what I mean? Like, take your time. It's a game of checkers. There's a bunch of different moves that you can make, and it counts, you know, in the end. So take some time to think about it. That's what I do at nighttime. I think about what I'm doing. Sometimes. Yeah. So we'll cut it off here. We'll cut it off over there. We'll get the roof pulled off, and then we'll take a look at it.
Still on fire inside.
It might be, yeah. There's not much of it there. It won't burn long. Does it?
You already worked out what this window is going to be?
No.
See, I would have done a template of that first, and then lined it up with all these first, and then cut them at the angle.
When you get that done, I'll have my roof done.
Exactly, yeah. Not if I keep holding you up.
Well, that's where I'm at. Like, I mean, yes, there's more ways, you know. There's more ways to do it than the way I'm doing it.
I would keep it all the same and do what you're doing.
Okay, yeah.
Are you going to put a support rail on the back of that, or do you reckon that's enough?
Well, really, in all honesty, if I went over the other side and you come over here, do you think we could pull that apart?
No. You've got to slide this down inside here, aren't you?
Yeah.
Obviously, there's going to be a gap.
Watch yourself, it's sharp.
Yeah. So that's
I can show you.
Yeah.
Sure.
We saw, yeah.
What?
You cut yourself first.
Yeah. Blood, sweat, and tears, bro.
Yeah. Are you going to put obviously
I want to hear what you said. I want to hear what you're talking
about. You're going to do another brace inside that brace?
No.
No, you're going to use the original braces?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Just slide it right down inside, right to here. And I'm hoping the windows line up all the same all the way around.
Yep,
so this metal here will be down inside here.
Yep, yep.
And I have to cut this out to get that roof to go down, so this will match up with that.
Yeah.
And then we can slide it down in there. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I am sure, but not sure. This truck is a flat window. It's a flat window surface. If I change the angle of the pillar, it does not matter because we have a flat thing going all around. That's when you get your hammer and your dolly out and you tip your pinch weld where you want it to be flat. Does that make sense? Just because I cut it off here and lean that back doesn't mean it's over for that. Just means that this pinch weld needs to be leaned back a little bit. That's not hard. I'll take a hammer and hit it right this second, show you. Knock it all back, knock it nice and flat. And that's before you put your glass in. So the base, I don't know if everybody knows, we're trying to cut it and shorten it without cutting the roof in half. Have you ever seen it done without cutting the roof in half? Well, I'm hoping it makes it easier.
Yeah.
So let's cut this off. Let's see what happens. I got a couple lines to cut here. Do you have a small zip cut so I can cut this? I just want to cut that there. I just want to put the zip cut and cut that. And I'll go to the other side and try it first. Yep, thank you. Well, it's just a big blade to get that small cut.
Yeah, I know.
I'll try it.
I know what you mean, but we don't really have little tiny ones.
I'll try it.
I'll get them out again.
Ready? That worked.
That right?
Yeah, that worked good. I think I'm free. Not sure. Let's cut the front and then we'll really know if we're free. Have to look at it, see if I'm doing the right thing or not. You know,
Once you cut it, it's too late.
don't say that. Let's do it. All around. Just gonna cut it off. Not gonna follow that line, I'm gonna follow my door. I just think it would look better. We'll cut it around there and we'll make it work. Didn't really want to go down that far, but I'm going. Beautiful. Didn't follow my line there, did I? We'll make it work. That's how it goes. Just wanted to keep it straight along with the door just to make it look better in the end. It's all right to change your mind. You're allowed to change anytime you want to. In life, you can become anything you want to and anytime you want to. You know, you can change at any time. That's what I do. I do. You're going to be able to get me a bad boy. Yeah. We got more tools than a zip cut. Or we'll use this bad boy. We can finish it with that, maybe. Gonna have to be a repair there, obviously. I'm gonna let, yeah, I'd like to hold the roof up because I'm gonna end up getting caught. I might be able to get that cut off with this. I can see it, but just have to figure out what's holding us on. And it could be just about
It's in there.
We haven't got we got the blade we can stick it on. There's something going on inside there. We want to get it off. He's working hard. He's under pressure. What we'll do is we'll just wait for the reciprocator saw and we'll stick it in there and see if, and it could be just as little tiny piece of anything to be holding that on there. One thing I can say for sure, it's going good. Got her cut off. It's going good, got her cut. We're down there a little different on that side. That's okay. See if I can run that through. If you want to hold up on that back of that roof and I'll just run it through this again. Hey, we got her on that side. He's holding up on it because we don't want to jam the saw. All right, let's have a couple people to help us here. Yep, cool. The Dirty Devils will help me.
Which one we got?
We'll just walk it back, maybe. Okay.
There's got a little nick there. You want to grind it or do you want?
Just one take where your thumb is.
Just want to knock it off. I'll take a zip cut and knock it off. We'll just take a second. And that's what always happens. Something's holding you.
Just lift it up a little bit.
Yeah. Man, I like a roadster.
Should have left the pace a bit longer.
Finish, Chad.
What?
Finish, now you can have a beer.
The way it is.
I think that we should probably leave it like this for a little while, and then just leave it like this for a while. Hang out in the Dirty Devils clubhouse here a little bit. They'll show you around, obviously. It's quite amazing here. There's a lot of artwork that's quite something else. What's that?
Food's on, drinks are on.
Oh, foods are on, drinks are on. So basically, we've got it cut off. My plan is to cut. I think I'm going to be able to do it without doing the doors, cutting that off. I'll cut this piece off. Then we can slide that post of that roof down in there on top of that post where it was before, and the rest of the roof is going down the side. The front post on this here is not going to work because it's coming down. It's going to end up short. It's going to be back about here somewhere that post is. I'm going to have to take that post and relief it at the top and bend it out to get it to go there. The tops of the doors, there was a man here saying that he would have made a template of the top of the door. You can do it that way. If that's the way you do it, that's the way you do it. What I do is I like to get the roof on and then I just start cutting the top of the door to fit the roof. And you know where to cut it generally because the door top will fit the roof in certain areas, and you have to find those certain areas and take those areas out of what you need to apply it back onto the truck. So basically, once I get the roof on, then that's when I fit the side of the doors, and that's just a matter of cutting the top of the door to fit my window opening. That's basically it. My plan, I'm hoping, this is what I'm hoping in my brain. I think I'm going to give them a little bit of a mad dog chop. I might lean it ahead a little bit and bring the roof down and pull the roof down a little bit, and we'll lean that window as best we can. We'll see what happens. If it doesn't work out, it's okay. Let's have a drink and a bite to eat. No one's ever clapped for like that before. What did you do? Thanks for coming. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Come on in.
Watch you every day.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Come in, take a look around. Like, it is what it is. So basically, like I said, I'm going to be trying to cut this little piece out here to get that post go back down top of there, and then it's got to slide down here. We'll lean it ahead a little bit, and then I can manipulate the top of the door.
You've done that with one of your other cars.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right.
And it's better because you don't cut the roof.
Yeah, when you cut that roof in half and try to get it back together, that's where the labor is, you know?
Yeah.
I'm just hoping it looks good.
Well, when you do that, then you've got to weld a gap and you've got to...
There's more work. Drip rail molding's missing, top of the door's missing. How you doing, sir? Nice to meet you. I met you already. Yeah. Digby. So that's where we're at. And as I have this off, I am not going to take, just watch yourself an old man, it's just sharp, that's all I'm saying. I'm not going to take my grinder and tear all the paint off. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to knock a little bit of paint off so I can weld it. Whoever's good the next job, they can take the paint off however they want to take it off. I don't like taking away from something that I have. So I don't like grinding metal that I don't have. I know that, you know, I see stuff like people using files and stuff like that. Do you realize how thin that is getting when you do that? You're not leaving nothing for nobody. You're making yourself happy and that's it. Like, you're really taking away. I really like to leave as much as I can. So I'll just take a little bit of paint off. We'll take a little bit of paint off the roof, and then we'll be happy.
16 gauge?
I would say probably 18. Probably 18. It's pretty cool this way though. Like, I could run a piece of exhaust pipe around there. Huh? You know I can do it.
Yes.
Yeah, and you could. Yeah, awesome. It's going good.